Today I fucked up by enraging the parents of my girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato is. Let me tell you that I have made a bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend, who let me tell you is only my second girlfriend of all time, said I am invited to dinner with her and her parents. I was very aghast, nervous, and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but I knew it must be done. I met them nicely, I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped my mind that I should do a comic bit to make a good impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing. When I saw the baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it would be very good if I pretended I did not know what a potato was. That would be funny. Well, let me tell you, that backfired on my face. I'll tell you how. So, first when the potato became on my plate, I acted very interesting. I showed an expression on my face so as to seem that I was confused, astounded, but in a restrained way, curious and interested. They did notice and seemed confused, but did not remark. So I asked, "This looks very interesting. What is it?" They stared at me, and the mother said, "It is a baked potato." And I was saying, "Oh, interesting. A baked... what is it again?" And she was like, "A potato." And I was like, "A potato? Oh, interesting. Never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good." And then they didn't see I was clowning, but thought I really did not know what a potato is. So I knew I would be very ashamed, humiliated, depressed, and disgusted if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was to act as if it was not a joke, but I committed to the act of pretending I didn't know what a potato is. They asked me, very incredulous, did I really not know what a potato is? That I never heard of a potato? I went with it and told them yes. I did not ever even hear of a potato. Not only had I never eaten a potato, I had never heard the word potato. This went on for a bit, and my girlfriend was acting very confused and embarrassed by my fucked up antics. And then the more insistent I was about not knowing what a potato is, was when the parents started thinking I did know what a potato was. Well, let me tell you, I had to commit 100% at this point. When I would not admit to knowing what a potato was, the father especially began to get annoyed. At one point he said something like, "Enough is enough. You're fucking with us. Admit it." And I said, "Sir, before today, I have never heard of a potato. I still don't know what a potato is, other than some kind of food. I don't know what to tell you." Well, let me tell you, he got very annoyed. I decided to take a bite of the potato, and when I did, I made a high-pitched noise and said, "Tastes very strange." That is when the father started yelling at me, and the mother kept saying, "What are you doing?" And my girlfriend went to some other room. Finally, the father said I should get the fuck out of his house, and I said it was irrational to treat me like this just because I've never heard of a potato before. Well, let me tell you, he didn't take that kindly. Now, in text messages, I have been telling my girlfriend I didn't know what a potato is. The only way I can ever get out of this is for them to buy that I don't know what a potato is. I wish I never started it, but I can't go back. I think she will break up with me anyway.
I think so, dude. You're done.
Oh, this is when you let your intrusive thoughts win.
Literally intrusive thoughts. Like, okay, you made your joke. They didn't find it that funny. And you time to admit it. Like, oh.
Top comment is quoting OP. That I never even heard of a potato. I went with it and told them yes. I did not ever even hear of a potato. That would be the spot where I burst out laughing. Never ever did you even hear of a potato, eh?
Jesus Christ.
My husband doesn't see how his work wife is trying to destroy our marriage. I, 31 female, am at my wit's end with my husband's 32 male co-worker Sarah, 30 female, and his complete inability to see what's happening. I'm not usually one for Reddit, but I need to know if I'm going crazy here. Where do I even start? 3 years ago, my husband Mark started working with Sarah. At first, I tried to be welcoming. I invited her to barbecues, included her in our group outings, and genuinely tried to be friendly. Big mistake. She spent the entire time making backhanded comments about everything from my career. Quote, "Oh, you're just a yoga instructor? How peaceful." To my cooking. Quote, "I guess not everyone can master basic seasonings." That's a diss. That is crazy to say to somebody.
Be like, why are you in my house?
Oh my god, immediately gone. Exiled. The real problem is that Mark thinks she's just being funny. Last month, she literally threw away the anniversary mug I gave him because, quote, it clashed with the office aesthetic. When I got upset, Mark said I was being too sensitive and that Sarah just has high standards for office decor. It was a mug with our wedding photo on it. Some greatest hits from Sarah. She scheduled a mandatory work dinner on our anniversary. She convinced Mark not to take her promotion because it would mean working with a different team. She posts daily photos of them together with hashtags like hashtag work power couple and hashtag work spouse. She tells everyone at their office that she takes better care of him than I do. That would set me off. She changed his coffee order and now tells everyone she trained him right. The worst part, my husband is completely blind to all of this. Yesterday, he actually told me about how Sarah said our new house, which we spent months searching for, was, quote, charming in a starter home kind of way. He repeated this while laughing. I tried to talk to him about it, but Sarah has convinced him I'm just insecure. She's managed to insert herself into every aspect of our lives. They text constantly, even on weekends. She knows his schedule better than I do. She rearranged his entire desk and office wardrobe because his style was too suburban husband. That's what he is! Last week, I suggested marriage counseling. He looked genuinely confused. He, of course, went and talked to Sarah about it, and I found out from another coworker that she's been telling people that Mark and I are going through a rough patch, and that she's just trying to be a good friend by giving him someone to talk to. We weren't going through anything until she started this nonsense. The breaking point? I stopped by his office to surprise him with lunch. I know, but it was his birthday, and Sarah was supposedly out sick. Guess who was there? Sarah. She'd miraculously recovered and bought him a cake that said, "To my work hubby," with a photo of them from the office holiday party. She saw me and said, "Oh, Amy, you came too. How nice. Mark, you didn't tell me your real wife was coming." I'm not crazy, right? This woman is trying to destroy my marriage while my husband stands there grinning like it's all some big joke. What do I do? Divorce seems extreme, but I'm running out of options here.
Okay, but like I know divorce is extreme, but like on a low key, genuine level, how are you still attracted to your husband?
Truly.
How do you even want to have a relationship with your husband anymore? Like,
This one is titled Post-it Notes Left in Apartment. On the 15th of April, I found a yellow post-it note in a handwriting that wasn't mine on my desk, reminding me of some errands I had to do, but told literally no one about it. While odd, I chalked it up to something I did in my sleep, thinking maybe in my half-awake state I scribbled it so it didn't appear to be my handwriting. I threw it out and thought little of it. On the 19th, I found another post-it note on the back of my desk chair in the same handwriting as a previous note, telling me to make sure I saved my documents. I was freaked out, but there were no other signs of a break-in, so I set up a web camera in my house aimed at my desk and used a security cam app for it to record after detecting movement. On the 28th, I woke up to find another post-it note, this one saying, "Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do." I immediately checked the webcams folder on my computer and found nothing from the night before, but my computer's recycling bin had been emptied, which I am certain I did not do recently, indicating someone had noticed the webcam and deleted the files. They were just saved straight to a folder on my desktop called webcam. Today, on the 1st of May, I found another post-it note, this time on the outside of my door with nothing written on it, and there also appeared to be post-its on many other doors in my apartment complex, all blank in varying colors. Do I have legal recourse here? I have no proof except for the post-its, but those are written by my pen and on my post-it notes, so conceivably I could have faked them. Would contacting the police get me in any trouble if they can't determine an outside source of this? I just want to make sure I am not wasting anyone's time. Should I consult my landlord? Those also living in my complex?
I'm sorry, but do you have someone living under your freaking bed?
So the top comment says, "You seem sincere, and this doesn't appear to be the plot of a Ray Bradbury short story. It's possible that your landlord is leaving notes inside your apartment, but they don't make any sense in the context you're describing them. It's likely that you are writing the notes yourself, but are forgetting. Do you use post-it notes as reminders in any other parts of your life or job? Yes, this might be a mental health issue. You might be experiencing some sort of dissociative disorder. Or it might be a physical problem. You mentioned that you have a very unusual narrow bedroom with no windows. Is there a chance that you are not getting enough ventilation when you sleep, or that there is a carbon monoxide leak in the building? A cheap CO detector, which you should have anyways, is a fast way to find out. You'll also have really bad headaches. You know your own medical and mental history and your other experiences. If you think these incidents might be you writing notes to yourself, there's no shame in getting somebody qualified to give you an opinion.
Yo, that is crazy. That would be crazy.
So OP replies and said, I have had really bad headaches, and I actually already do have a CO detector. Guess I should probably take that out of its box and plug it in. So OP makes another update that says, thanks to everyone who sent suggestions and gave advice on how to proceed, especially to those who recommended a CO detector, because when I plugged it in one of my bedrooms, it read at 100 ppm.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds like that's bad, but holy shit. How did people automatically go to CO detection?
So 10 to 29 ppm. Okay, so low levels are 0 to 9 ppm, no health risk.
Oh my god.
10 to 29 is long-term exposure, can cause headaches and nausea. 30 to 35 is flu-like symptoms, especially for the elderly and young. 36 to 99, flu-like symptoms for everyone, plus nausea, headaches, fatigue, and vomiting. 100 plus ppm, severe symptoms including confusion, intense headaches, brain damage, coma, and death.
I'm sorry?
So, there's a year later, he posts an update. Good news update. It's been almost a year now. While 4 months ago things were rough, I've definitely made significant improvements, and currently there's little reason to doubt a full recovery within a year. As it turns out, brains can heal. While brain cells cannot regenerate, the bulk of my issues seem to be cerebral edema, brain swelling, caused by the poisoning. While the inflamed tissue can suffocate and destroy brain cells, it doesn't always, and sometimes the damage is temporary. That said, it is my understanding that without a pre-incident scan, it is difficult to tell what is swelling and what isn't in a very detailed or specific way. Long story short, while my comment from months ago was very depressed and hopeless, I'm much better in both mood and physical health, though in this situation, those aren't exactly separate categories. I'd say now, 10 months later, I'm about 80% back to normal, and while it's likely that there is a 1% that won't recover and some cells were destroyed, not just disrupted, and maybe I'll always have the occasional headache, there's no reason to think I won't be 99% to 100% better in another 6 months. So I'm happy. I've been getting a lot of PMs regarding my legal situation, and I've been advised not to discuss it online just yet, as it is still ongoing. Movies always made me think that body healing and court cases were so much faster than they really are. Those things can take many months or years. Luckily, my case shouldn't take years, but it might be some more months. I can say that, legally speaking, things are really looking great for me. And in the meantime, I've had a really lovely place to stay, a very understanding boyfriend, and I've been making art, a field I wanted to get into but never would if not for the incident. I will say, though, I use a Moleskine notebook daily planner thing now. I do keep busy, important for mental health. I'm kind of done with post-it notes for a while.
That's insane. I want a ppm tester now. My friend wants to kick me out after I lost my home in the LA wildfire. I've known this dude for 15 years.
Jeez.
When he lost everything, I gave him a place to sleep and live. The friend says, like, I love you, but I need my space back. It's been 3 weeks. OP replies and says, dude, you for real? My house burnt down. I let you crash with me for 2 years. Friend replies back, dead ass, I'm sorry, but the girl I'm seeing wants to spend more time here. But like, we're all moving on and it's time. What about the insurance? You literally said, quote, you can stay here for as long as you need for free. I'll get my shit out tonight. I'm literally going to be homeless, you know this. The friend replies, come on, you'll be chill. Car camping, haha. It's all gonna work out, trust. I'm praying for you. I already packed your stuff, no stress.
I'm already triggered by the way this guy's talking. Trust. It's all finna work out. Dead ass. No, there's no obligation here. But, morally, you are the person on earth. OP let you stay at his house for 2 years.
2 years.
For free.
2 years.
For free is crazy.
That's insane.
And you are worried about 3 weeks because this new girl is like uncomfortable about some other guy being there.
All of LA burnt down. And all this dude cares about is getting some. It's insane.